Hey guys, hi YouTube. So today I'm going to talk about being in your 30s and how it feels, really how I'm feeling, and what is just some things you can do to definitely make it more, like just a little more better. I'm not saying that I'm a professional or anything, but this, you never know who's watching, and this might be useful for somebody. It might be funny or whatever to somebody, and you just never know who's watching. So I just thought about it, and I've just been kind of paying attention to some of the things that are happening in my 30s, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I turned 30 last November, and so yeah, I wanted to share that. Okay, so as personality wise, I'm feeling pretty much the same. I'm outgoing. I have the same lively personality. I still have a zest for life. I'm still smiling. So that's a good sign. And no wrinkles yet. No, just kidding. Um, yeah, so that's one of the things that I definitely noticed is nothing really changes first personality. And that might be due to just the way I am. It really depends on the person. If you have the energetic, you might just have it. And if you didn't have it, it doesn't change. And I think 30 is really kind of a late time to start changing things. Most people are kind of formed in their personality and they don't want to change anything after 30. I mean, I'm not saying they won't, but most people are just like, they're settled in their ways and they don't want to do anything about it. So yeah, personality is pretty much the same. I have not gotten any kind of like skin wrinkles or anything. I do have skin problems from like previously, and that's pretty much stayed with me. I had acne problems since I was 16, and I still have it. Um, I always get like a few breakouts here. So that never really changed, which kind of disappointed me because my brother, for example, had it in his 16, but his acne disappeared completely when he turned 30. So I thought that was like, boo. So yeah, if you have acne, that's something that's might likely to stay. You still might have to struggle with it. I have friends who are still struggling with acne. So it doesn't change when you hit 30. And then another thing is this whole thing about being conscious about what you put in your body and what you exercise and the people you have around you. That's something that's very important in your 30s. And definitely when you're exercising, you do all your fun stuff like aerobics, Zumba, yoga and all that. But you do want to add weight training, which is something that I haven't done and I'm definitely going to start including when I work out because it's really important to build muscle so that you look leaner, and on top of that you burn more fat that way. So it's really useful. A lot of women like me, I was always like, no, I'm not doing weight training, but it's one of the things that you can definitely do starting in your 30s to start getting stronger and start getting burning more fat. Because another thing is when you're getting older, the whatever you gain tends to stay. Like, it's just harder. I remember in my 20s, I had gained weight and I did this walking class for like 4 days a week. And before I knew, I lost weight like that. But now it's like I could do all that so much and it doesn't go away too fast. So that's one thing I've noticed. It's like it's much more harder. And another thing is your lower belly area. If you had it, it's something that you're going to be struggling with for quite a while to get rid of. And if you have kids, for example, it is quite difficult. And even people who are skinny and slim, they often have a problem with the lower abdominal area. Like it takes so much work to get rid of the pouch. It's really difficult, and it doesn't get easier in your 30s. It doesn't. I'm grateful that I never really gained too much weight in my stomach, not too much, as much as I gained it like on my arms, for example. So it helped a little bit to kind of do a few exercises here and there to get it small, but it's never flat. It's just smaller. So you definitely want to do your exercises and add weight training in there. Find ways to incorporate fitness in your life. You definitely want to do that. If it's walking, dancing, whatever, just something that wouldn't mind doing regularly, you want to include, and then add weight training to it. Being conscious of what you put in your mouth. Really be aware of it. I think that's something I'm definitely paying attention to more. Before I knew about it a little bit, but I didn't really care. But then after taking a lot of health classes, I started really paying attention to what I put in my body. Even if it's bad, I know now. If it's something bad, I know. But I also have to mix, like I try very much. I'm the person who eats a lot of veggies. I eat them even though, and I really don't mind them. Some people don't like veggies and I really have no issues with them. I really try to mix things whenever I'm eating. I'll put, veggies in there, or I try to find fruit somewhere. I eat bananas. On top of that, I love bananas. So basically, I'm not saying that I'm the healthiest person, but whatever I'm eating, I try to mix them. I don't just try to eat burgers all the time. I don't do that. When I'm eating ugali, I eat sukuma wiki, but I also add like a fruit later, or if I'm eating beef or I had a burger later on when I go to eat dinner, I'll eat something a little bit better, like beans, black beans, and add, so just being conscious. That's something I'm definitely doing more. I never really cared too much about it in my 20s. I could care less. I was like eating junk all the time and I didn't care. Now I really, really, really am paying attention to that. I'm just really aware of it. So that's one thing I've noticed in my 30s. Okay. Another major thing that I've noticed in my 30s is the decisions that come with it. You have so many decisions to make in your 30s, and you can make decisions earlier too. I'm not saying that, but I think in your 30s it gets stronger because you have so many things to think about. For example, what kind of life do you want to live? Do you want to have kids? Do you want a big house? Do you want to get married someday? Do you want to stay single for the rest of your life? Do you want to live in another city, another country? And it's just all the stuff definitely keep me up at night sometimes because I'm thinking so much that I can't just relax and lay down and sleep. I'll start thinking so much. And especially if you have a partner with you, somebody you've been with in a long-term relationship, and they also are on the same page with you, you guys start thinking and you start thinking about all the things that you want to do in life. And if you want to do this, how is that going to impact the other thing? If you want to have a family now, like how is that going to impact your career and all these things? For women especially, it's really difficult. So those are all the things. Just so many thoughts go through your head, and you're just thinking about life and how do you want to contribute to this life, um, and how would you live your life in a way that you're the happiest. That's something I'm noticing. Like I want to be happy, and I'm trying to figure out how do I become happy, and what can I do to make sure that I'm happy. And it has nothing to do with material things. Another thing I'm noticing, I really could care less about material things. I'm really trying to get to a place where I'm just fine with myself. I'm happy, and I'm helping other people, for example. So that's something that is stronger. It's like intense. I don't want to just forget about it. I want to be content. And I was reading an article. I wish I could post it for you guys, where he's talking about people have. It's been shown that people can make a lot of money all the time, but it never really brings true happiness, and they have to find other ways to bring happiness in their lives. Interesting. So that's definitely one thing. A lot of decisions you have to make in your 30s. You really, really have to make so many decisions. Okay. Another thing is if you're out there dating and you're single and you're looking, it's when you're in your 30s, you're kind of dating with a purpose, as Steve Harvey would say. You're not dating to be having fun. You're kind of dating, especially if you want something more. You're dating and keeping in your mind, like, this is what I want. I want this kind of guy, a stable guy, who likes family, likes God, and all this stuff. You have to keep those in mind as you're meeting people. You're not just meeting people, oh, let's go have a drink, and Lord knows what happens next, You're kind of like, this is what I want. I'm looking for somebody who's on the same page with me and all that stuff. And if it's not going to work, then forget it. Which leads me to the next thing. I'm also noticing that in my 30s, I'm really selective about who's around me. Like, that is so intense right now. I'll talk to you if I see you cool, whatever, but most of the time, I'm likely not to call you. I really check you out the minute I'm talking to you, and I'm like, no, no. And what I mean is, like, you want to be around people that are, for example, have goals in their lives, and they're going somewhere. People that have connections that can help you in some way. I'm not saying that, you just meet people to help, but that's something that gets stronger for me. And when I'm 30 now, it's like I don't want to be playing games and getting drunk. I'm not after that. I'm not after, meeting, hanging out with friends to go meet guys and all that. I'm not into that right now. I'm in a mode where I'm like, what can we do for each other? How can we help each other? Like, what do you need, And what can we do together? Like, can we conquer the world together? I'm just kidding. Think in the brain. So those are the same things I'm definitely noticed. I'm just really selective. I filter out so many stuff. If I don't hear what I'm trying to hear, I just can't deal with it, and I easily walk out. Oh, another thing, I'm a homebody now. Like before, I really wanted to go out, like for example, go a lot of shopping and do all this stuff. But now I'm noticing that I would prefer just to be home, for example, and sometimes spend time with my boyfriend more and just be home and watch TV and do nothing. I'm fine with that. It's like I don't have to do anything big and go out, for example. I'm okay with it. It's kind of like weird, but it's really stronger now. Um, okay. Yeah. And to add on, you do want to have a good skincare regimen. I read somewhere that in your 30s you really want to step up and have a good skincare regimen. Whatever works for you, stick with it. But make sure you're moisturizing, use sunscreen. And if you start noticing any kind of wrinkles, early, start now so that in your 40s you don't have to deal with it. I have a friend who started, putting all this anti-wrinkle cream before earlier, and it helped her a lot, and she never gained any. I don't think I have to worry about that because I'm blessed with good genes. My mom never had wrinkles, so I don't have anything to worry about. Um, all right. And then you want to be also stay away from like drugs and smoking and drinking too much and lack of sleep. All those things will really catch up with you later on in life. And you might start looking really tired and wrinkled out, and your body gets beat up. On top of working, for example, and you do all this time partying all the time, it will catch up with you. And then you start walking like somebody who just has no zest or energy for life. You just are, it's like everything's taken out of you. So you don't want that. You want to still have your energy and be strong. Another thing that I can't wait to do is right now I'm not working, so it's kind of difficult, but is to start, getting stable and save. Definitely, once I finish school, I'm hoping to have a career, and then, start saving as much as I can. They say save like 20% of whatever you're making and put it in your, savings account, because later it's gonna help. You want to be definitely independent, so you don't need anybody if anything goes wrong. Even if you're married, you still want to have your own things just in case things don't work out or something happens. You don't want to be stuck. You want to be independent, and that's definitely something that I can't wait. Like I'm just like I can't wait for it. I'm working on it, but it's not moving fast enough right now. But hey, patience pays. Yeah, so just those are just the same things that I want to share with you. That I still feel the same. I just have more decisions to make, and yeah, a lot of decisions and a lot of choices, but also it's hard at the same time. And that's what I'm noticing with being 30. I hope this video is helpful for somebody, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.